Blue skies smiling at me.
In a recent mediumship connection with a awesome grandfather in spirit who is a great communicator, he shared how it is that we actually identify each other in spirit. And guess what? It's not by our skin color and not by our gender. So listen in to hear how he explained how we identify one another in spirit and why that's important. This grandfather came into the connection feeling very fatherly to me. It's how I described him. And indeed, he had really acted as this woman's father that was present with me in the connection to hear from her grandfather. And he shared right away about his personality, that he was a very positive person, had a great laugh. She would have recognized him for his laugh, and that he always was great at verbally reframing challenges into something positive, even when it might have been something difficult. And she relayed that that was very much true. And then he said to me, I actually heard in my head his voice, "But I liked my guns." So I said that out loud and we laughed so hard because, yes, he did indeed love his guns and his hobby of collecting and having them. As we went forward in the connection, he had some lovely other things to share, and then he helped me feel that he and his granddaughter were quite different in their political ideologies, and she confirmed that that was true, and that I said, he's helping me feel specifically that you worked pretty hard at convincing him or trying to broaden his perspective, in particular around race and racial issues. And she nodded her head at me that yes, that was true. And I learned later that this was for a very personal reason to her. He then shared with me that she did not succeed in life, meaning she did not succeed in convincing him of her particular belief system and values and so on and so forth. And we laughed at that. And yes, that indeed was true. She didn't necessarily make progress around those conversations with her grandfather, who again really acted as a father to her in life. He then said directly, "I'm not here to say you were right and I was wrong. I'm here to say I needed to learn through my trials and tribulations in spirit." And then he showed me literally black skin, and he helped me feel we don't see this in spirit. He then helped me see outfits, like male outfits, female outfits, clothing that we traditionally stereotype as male and female. And he helped me feel we don't see that in spirit. And that's interesting to me because I'm going to come back to that in a second. And what he helped me feel was that what we see, what we identify with is, and then these words just came from him, and it was so beautiful: essence after essence after essence. And it had such this feeling of love and peace with that. And how I sort of unraveled that in my explanation was that instead of seeing someone in spirit exactly like we see them in physical life, with a skin tone, with a gender that we assign them based on their appearance, so on and so forth, what we really are seeing in spirit is our essence. And to that I ask, what is it that you want your essence to be? Do you have an essence of being a jokester and humorous? He had an essence of being positive and also loving his guns. And I believe to his granddaughter, he wanted to share, your essence is you are a good human. And I love this so much because as we ended the connection, I told her, I have a gift for you. I was nudged to buy this yesterday when I was at Walgreens. I was nudged specifically to this card. I was already packaged for her, ready to go, in my kitchen. It's not like I went through things that I have to try to find what I think might fit this particular reading. I already had them in the bag, ready to go. And it was a card with some chocolates. And when she opened the card, she went, and she immediately got some tears in her eyes. And the card simply said, it was a blank card, but it said, "You're a good human." And the reason this is so meaningful is because her grandfather used to send her postcards in the mail. And he always signed them with this line, "You're a good person." Do you see the beauty in that? I believe that this was the grandfather's way of saying, it's not that you're right, wrong, because in spirit, I don't think there's as much right and wrong as we have in our human lives and as we want to feel that there should be. Everything is lessons, and everything is about progressing toward a greater sense of love, worthiness, compassion for yourself and for others. And I believe this is something that he was recognizing in his granddaughter, which is why he always signed his cards in life with, "You're a good person." And here he was sending her a card at the end of this mediumship connection that said, "You're a good human." I just find that so beautiful. He also included with that card a bunch of little chocolate bars. And she laughed and said, he always kept these little chocolate bars around in the house, and he was always trying to give them away to me when I would come over. So what a beautiful way to end that time, and a reminder for us all. What is our essence? Is it love? Is it compassion? Who are you beyond your gender, beyond your race and your skin tone and your ethnicity? Those are all important. Those are things we identify with. But if we lose those in spirit, how do you want to identify? I hope one piece of that is love. You are a good human and already worthy. Thanks for listening.
Nothing but blue skies do I see.